Okay, I don't think most homeschool problems are actually curriculum problems. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are entering our 10th year of homeschooling. That's right, a full-on decade. And today I want to talk with you about something that you may not even realize is bringing you tons of success or is your imminent failure when it comes to homeschool. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Hi, this is going to be another uncomfortable conversation with Shauna. And guess what? It's important to me to have these conversations. Why? Because it comes up to me in my real life. Or I see things and I'm like, we should talk about it. Because often, as you guys know, if you saw a recent video, I say the thing. And then people are like, oh my gosh, it's the thing. And oh, I thought the same thing. And I'm so glad somebody said the thing. And then we talk about the thing. And then the world gets a little less mystified and change happens and progress happens and it is good. And it is important to say the thing. So I'm here today to say the latest thing that I realized. We as homeschool parents will, if we're having a struggle, we will change everything. We will change our planner. We will change curriculum. We will change so many things. We will eliminate food dyes. We will detox our children. We will rearrange furniture. We will do every single little thing that isn't the thing that I think makes the most difference. And I think the thing that makes the most difference is you. Yeah, you. Did you know? It's you. As a mother, I have been a mother for 14 years, over 14 years now. And as somebody who had a mother, I want you to recognize that your attitude impacts every single person in your home. As a parent, as a member of society, as a member of a group, as the person who homeschools your children, your attitude impacts everyone. Your expectations, your tolerance, what you do, what you say, how you act, the tone of your voice impacts every single person that you live with. And honestly, it spreads and it infects like a fungus. It truly, truly does. If you're in a bad mood and you take it out on the next person, that person takes it out on somebody else, it is a wicked web of crazy. And I don't think that we talk about this enough in homeschool. As parents, in this day and age, everything is crazy, everything is expensive. The noise from the news is something that we genuinely couldn't fabricate if we tried. It is intense, it is crazy, it is overwhelming. We are genuinely more worked, more stressed, more informed to a completely negative degree than we have ever been. As humans, as mammals, as parents, as homeschoolers, as educators, as women, as men, as friends, as everything. It is so important to recognize that we are the point of change in our homeschool. Are we always the defining moment of success or failure? No, we're not. But are we almost always the first point of success or failure? Yes, we are. And I think we take that for granted. I don't think that we realize how completely we are impacting our home, our children, our relationships, and our homeschool. I genuinely think that we as homeschool parents spend an incredible amount of time trying to fix the wrong things. It isn't the curriculum. It's your reaction to the curriculum. It isn't that you don't want to be with your kids. It's that being with your kids can be really hard. There's a reason that so many people, when you say, oh, I'm going to homeschool, so many people are like, I could never do that. I could never be with my kids that much. I need a break. I need those things. It's really important to recognize when that's true. And if you are somebody who recognizes that they get frazzled easily, that they get upset, that their attitude, their internal temperature impacts those around you and your homeschool. If you carry in a bad relationship with math and it just stresses you out, how are you supposed to help your learner with math? How are you supposed to do the things? How are you supposed to model to your children what it looks like to overcome adversity? Because let's not kid, learning isn't linear, okay? It's not just a slope straight up. It's hard. It can get messy, and it can be a situation where your kids need you to be able to model calm, reassurance. We have a saying in our house, you can't learn. Like if you're fussy and you're grumpy, your brain is overloaded, you literally cannot learn. Everybody is best served if we take a break, if we reset. It is important to me that we notice that we are burnt out, that we are overwhelmed. And I don't think enough people talk about the impact on homeschool by the people in charge of homeschool. My home was always this way. My home is this way. Whether I want to be or not, set the tone for my home. And it is that way with my spouse and with my kids. And no, do I want that much responsibility? Absolutely not. Do I feel like I deserve that much responsibility? Absolutely not. But being the default homeschooler, the default parent, because I literally have the most face time, my reactions, my emotions, my stress level directly impacts everything that goes on in my home. So if I get up on a Saturday morning and I'm rage cleaning, people know something's up, something's going crazy. This applies to your homeschool. If you wake up late, if something isn't the way you need it to be on a Tuesday and you just are in a bad mood, I guarantee you only more wheels will fall off as your day goes on, okay? It is not gonna get back on track unless you actively put your train back on the track. I want you to recognize that this is hard. Life is hard. Adulting is hard. Femaling, hard. Americaning, hard. Living is hard. Bill paying is hard. Homeschooling is no exception. And what you bring to it is what you're going to get out of it. So many people will talk about how their kids have a really bad attitude when it comes to homeschooling. Have you put the steps in place to make sure that they know what to expect? And then made sure that what you are putting out into your homeschool is expectable? Have you put your kids in a place where they know what every day is going to look like, what their schedule should look like, how they can serve themselves, what the mornings look like, what time do we get up, how do we start those things? By having consistency in our homeschool, I know that I am better able to serve those in our homeschool. My routine is more predictable. I like to get up before the kids. Why? Because I like to have already gone through whatever needs to happen in my day before I see my children. If my kids are up first, it throws me off, and then I'm not having the best day. I need a quiet cup of coffee, and I need to have mentally run through my day to know what to expect and what needs to happen before I have other people asking me what to expect and what needs to happen. We have consistency, we have a schedule, we have systems in place that keep me from being the primary load bearer in this structure that we call our homeschool and our family. By doing these things, it helps keep me in an emotional setting that is good for everyone. I want you to recognize that how you show up directly impacts what is happening in your home and your homeschool. It is so important. So many people, I've never heard anybody talk about this. I have never heard anybody put it together that what you do when you show up is what you're gonna get out of your homeschool, out of your home, out of your family, out of your kids. So if you show up to a place where you don't wanna be, why would they wanna be here? If you show up and you're already stressed, they're gonna show up already stressed because you're snippy, because you have an attitude, because you genuinely don't have the capacity to be doing the thing that they need from you. It is so important that as mothers, as women, as parents, as homeschoolers, as anybody, that we show up. If we're going to bother showing up, show up and give people the best of you. There is no situation in the entire world that I can think of is more important than in your homeschool. With your children deserve the best of you. They just automatically do. They are granted the wonderful cosmic burden, the wonderful cosmic expectation to believe that they are getting the best of you. More often, they will be the biggest fans you will ever have in your entire life, your children. So if you can show up and give the best of yourself to them, you're going to get the best of them for you, for your home, for your homeschool. Okay, so if you are having a lot of pushback and a lot of strife and a lot of stress and you're wondering what's happening, first and foremost, start with you. What energy are you bringing? And keep in mind that this could be that you are bringing doormat energy, and that's the wrong energy to bring too, okay? Don't be ragey, don't be a doormat. Bring the right energy to your home and homeschooling your children, okay? That is the most important thing that you can do. Make sure that everyone knows what to expect. Even my husband, who is rarely here for homeschool, knows exactly how our homeschool runs. He may not know what page we're on, but he knows exactly how to step in and make sure it gets done. Because we have expectations, we have routines, and we have consistency. It is so important. And I want you to hear this if you don't hear anything else. How you show up. You're the captain of the ship. You're watching this video, that means you are in all likelihood the primary caregiver of your children. Whether you're a mother or a father, I do not care. You are the primary caregiver of the children in your charge. And that means that your tone sets the course of the ship. Are we in terrible torrential raging waters, or are we smooth sailing, happily rafting down an easy river? It is up to you, and you decide that. I'm not saying they're not going to show up and try to sink your battleship. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is the most consistent indicator of the way it's going to go is going to be you. Guys, I hope that you found this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, and turn on the bell for notifications. I want you to remember, because I need this reminder. I need this reminder often. I tend to get a little frantic. I tend to get a little high energy. I tend to get a little stressful. No one in my house appreciates this. And then it festers and it builds and it kind of like ricochets off of everyone. And the energy is just increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing, not in a good way. So it is important for me to realize that often I set the thermostat. I set the temperature in our home. I do, whether I want the job or not, it's true. And it is on me to make sure that the temperature is set at the right place. I can't control if it goes off the rails after that. But what I can do is make sure that my energy and my attitude shows up in a manner that's going to best serve the outcomes I want, which is educated children, happy, well-loved, well-cared for children. That's what I want to happen in my home. And that means that I need to have my hand on the steering wheel. Okay, so I can't get too emotional. I can't get crazy. We're not having yelling matches. We're not screaming at each other. Those aren't things that are happening. I'm not threatening. I'm not being ugly. I'm not being inconsistent, because that's another problem. If you're not showing up, if you're not setting the time to get to the place, if you aren't consistently making sure your kids know what to expect and following through, that is a recipe for disaster. So just a reminder that you are awesome, you are super cool, and you are one of the most important parts of your homeschool. So please, while it is a great responsibility, it is a great gift. The people around you are going to mirror those emotions for you. They're going to want to make you happier if you're already happy. They're going to want to spend the time with you that homeschooling takes if you're more pleasant to be around. So just a reminder, because again, it is a reminder that I often need, that you have so much impact. You don't even realize how much impact you have, how important you are to the success of those around you, simply by having a good attitude. So let me know. I have definitely said some irrational things, but what do you think is important for you to kind of set the tone for your home, for your homeschool, for your children? I would love to hear it down in the comments. Together, guys, let's keep making everyday magic.